now we're going to look at the concept of quality improvement in the workplace. So one of the things that we're always trying to do at Croxon School is improve things to make it more efficient. So some of the stuff we could look at would be the machinery shed. We could even probably look at Basil's shed as well and have a look at ways we could make that more efficient and improve that as well. In the now, we've got the food forest garden at school. What's something that we can do to make that more efficient? Because it's a fair way from where Basil is over in his shed and to where the actual food forest is. So do we need to keep some tools there? So let's have a think about some things that we could make around the school to make it more efficient and improve the site. So pause the video now and have a think about some things that we can look at in quality improvement around the school garden. And yeah, pause the video and have a look at it now. Now we're going to go on to describe one of the development that the industry has made to improve sustainability in the workplace. So a lot of the things that we're looking at the moment in sustainability, it's going to be a big thing moving forward in the world. And we're looking at waste particularly. So at school, one of the big things that we do already is we go across to the Ceres business in the factory and we do compost a lot of their waste there. That's how we have that amazing composted soil around the school. So have a look at other things that we could do. So we do have the waste bins at school that we use, but what's some other things that we could perhaps look at doing as well to improve sustainable practices at school? So pause the video now and have a think and write down some answers of some sustainable practices that you could do at school. Pause the video now. Okay, the next one's true and false questions. So this has been a really big thing in this time at the moment. So I'm looking at hygiene particularly. So everyone will have heard about hand sanitizer. And so your personal hygiene is a very important factor to your overall presentation. So even though we're in horticulture, we need to also look at our own personal hygiene. So hand sanitizer is important at the moment. So applying the sanitizer. So I've had to implement this to my own business as well. So we have this in the work vehicles. So before we go into a client's house, we apply hand sanitizer. And then when we're in the site, when we leave the site, we also apply it as well. And we're also applying if we're in the site for more than 2 hours, we apply as well. But we also wear gardening gloves, we have the correct goggles, we have all the right PPE on anyway. But that is something that has been recently introduced to my business, that we do sanitize our hands before and after the client. We do wash in between and our hands, but it is very important at the end of the day, when we go home, that we do take all our clothes off, wash them, especially in this current climate, and that we do have a shower before we start doing our daily things in our house. So my employees are currently doing that, so that's something we'll need to look at school as well, is how we're going to keep our hands clean when we are gardening, and then how we're going to keep our other items around us as well clean. So if you're running late to work, you must let your supervisor know. You always must let your supervisor know. So even at school, you let your coordinator know. So your coordinator at Croxon School is Michael. You must let him know. So you communicate that to him. So when you're working in the workplace, you must do the same thing as well. You must let your supervisor know when you're running late. As an employee who takes pride in their workplace behaviour and appearance, it's showing signs of punctuality. It's really important that you do show punctuality. So in my company, I have a policy with my employees that they are there 15 minutes before we start work. So we're prepared, get ready to go into the client's house and work on the job site. So work policies and procedures are the same in every Australian business. No, they're not. So like in horticulture, we have different policies that we follow, and as to if you're working in an office, because we're doing different tasks. So now I want you to pause the video, go through those questions that are true and false. So pause the video now. Okay, on to question number 4. When you work, you must keep your level of productivity consistent throughout each workday. This requires you to demonstrate good teamwork, flexibility, alertness, planning and organisational skills. Explain what could happen if you frequently show up late to work. So it's important the night beforehand that you get to bed early, have a good sleep. So one of the things I say to the people that work in my business that you have that hour of screen downtime before you go to sleep. So no looking on your phone, no having your iPad on, no having that chill out time before you go to sleep. I also encourage my employees to have their work clothes ready, their work boots ready for the next day, and have their lunch ready, because most of the sites that we're going to are in places where it's difficult to buy your lunch, so we need to have our lunches with us. So I ask the guys that work with me to have those things ready with them the night beforehand. Also, it's really important to have a bottle of water with you, even if it's a coldish kind of day like it is at the moment. You still do dehydrate. Particularly on the hot days, you need to have the bottle of water. You need to have your hat as well. But particularly a drink bottle is very important. We supply sunscreen in my business for the employees to use, so that's not required for them to bring, but some of them also have that in their bags as well, in case they go off on different sites and that as well. And at the moment, we are also supplying the sanitizer too, for all our employees too. So they have a little bottle that goes in their backpack, and we have them in all the work utes as well. This will be a ongoing thing in our business that we're going to continue, and I think this will continue in horticulture in general as well. That will just keep the sanitizer happening throughout the process of working. So now pause the video now and go on to the next question when you're ready. So pause the video now.